got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can, till you can.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Hey, guess what? It's pouring down.
I can't stand the rain against my window. Bringing back sweet memories.
Just in case you think
I can't stand the
we're doing something glamorous in Spain,
against my window. 'Cause he ain't giving me
we're walking back from Lidl in the pouring rain.
Tell me, do you
The
remember
fog out here in the rain, look at that.
how sweet it used to be? When we were
Still got our winter clothes on. So faced with the rain, we had to shelter in a bar. What else can you do? Gonna get your shopping wet. We're just leaving Gijon this morning. Actually the first time we've seen it properly because it's been completely covered in cloud and storms for 3 days. So we've got these beautiful mountains behind that we had no idea were there. You can just see in the background there's snow on the mountains as well. Slightly worrying going under the bridge because it doesn't look like you're going to make it. Et voila! Good evening. You will note the t-shirts. Still a bit... The wind, I was just going to say, a little bit fresh now this time of day, but we have been out in our t-shirts. Stuart's even had his top off for the afternoon. We had no wind, so we've had to motor for, what, 8 hours? About right? About 8 hours?
Yeah, motored for 8 hours and sailed for 2 hours.
Yeah, we sailed for 2 hours and motored for 8 hours. But it was a nice afternoon, not too bad out there at all. We're in a place called Ribadeo, which reminds me of Galileo in the Queen songs. That's the only way I can remember that. And we're parked right under a motorway bridge. So it's all very nice, very calm. Two nice guys to help us in with the lines. I managed the Spanish radio for the first time. For the first time ever, someone's actually responded on the radio. Yeah, we're just having a aperitif on deck, going to have some dinner. No wet weather gear. Quite dramatic looking coastline this morning. It's squally. There you can see this lovely patch of black cloud here, which I am hoping we're going to miss. Fat chance. So the big black cloud that we saw on the horizon turned into something quite nasty. Stuart, what happened?
Well, we're trundling along under autopilot around about 5-6 knots, but the wind speed was around about 18 knots, and then the squall came through. We had torrential rain, I mean absolute torrential rain, and the wind increased to 38 knots, which obviously caused the boat to heel over. So we took the action to put a reef in, and while we reefed, we tacked the boat to the opposite tack, released the main sheet to spill some wind on the main sheet. We couldn't reef the main sheet because the wind was too strong. By this time, I'd taken it out of auto power and was helming manually in the torrential downpour. So it's eased a little bit now. We're back down to 18 knots. The wind's changed direction to westerly, so again we'll be tacking into the wind to the next destination. It's a zigzag approach. So where the distance is 20 miles, by the time we've taken the tacks into account, we've probably done 40 miles.
Another nice day on the water. Just for those who maybe didn't understand the technicalities of what Stuart was talking about, the wind suddenly gusted like mega gusts. Shit hit the fan. We had to fart about with the sails. That went wrong. Boat spun round, and then we had all hell broke loose to try and rescue it. While the sails were flapping everywhere, the boat was going all over. So a bit of scrabbling about. Couldn't have filmed it if I'd tried. Even if I'd got the camera set up on board, I wouldn't have been able to make it to the camera to sort it out. So today comes another pile of shit on the horizon.
Girl, you gotta love your man.
Oh look, another one's coming.
This house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm. 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 Take a long holiday. Let your children play. You give the man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road.
Poor Stuart is drenched through. He didn't bring any gloves on this trip, and we haven't even found a shop to get one or get a set. So his hands are frozen.
I brought plenty of shorts and a couple of vests.
Yeah, we're still freezing, absolutely freezing. Look at the state of this.
Another morning, another storm. In Brittany, France, Spain and Cornwall. We thought we were going somewhere warm. Another morning of another storm. When we packed our shorts and bikinis
It looks like we won't be needing these. We're living in wool and our waterproofs. Absolutely no use for my heels. Here's Captain rewarding himself with a glass of wine as he is hulking all the shopping. Here we go. Here's his rucksack, another little bag, 2 more bags down here.
Wine, Vino Tinto, £1.60 a litre.
Yeah, Don Simon in cartons.
Living the dream.
Yeah, now we're talking. We found this Gijon, which is a ham shop. Check these out. As you can see, the weather has improved. Not. Still stormy in A Coruna. It's basically like a huge port. We've been around a very small part of the old town to go to the supermarket, and now we're dragging the shopping back along the promenade. Here's Stuart with all his wares. I just wanted to show you our typical morning setting off early sailing situation. So as you can see, I am clearly prepared in my dressing gown still, and I'm still staggering about downstairs on my second cup of tea, just making sure everything's where it should be in terms of stashed away so it doesn't smash about. And poor Stuart, who's got up 7 hours earlier than me in order to make an early start, he's sat up here in his full gear, now waiting for Mrs. Appleby because he gets dead frustrated that I take forever to get ready. Stuart, please, your comments on this.
Well, I should have spent another 2 hours in bed, to be honest. I've been sat here for 2 hours waiting for Helen to get a wet weather gear on. We've now wasted 5 hours of sailing.
So he is lying a little bit about that. He's been up maybe an hour before me, and we've only maybe lost 1 hour. But to be honest, I don't care because it's dark outside. So I'm not, as far as I'm concerned, it's night time still. So I just thought I'd share with you lot the current. Well, it's not current. It is current, but it's the typical every single time we go sailing situation. And he's like, "When are you going to get dressed?" So there we are. You will be pleased to note the lack of coats, and Stuart is christening his sun hat as opposed to the bobble hat. So we're off Spain. We're zipping down all the rears. The wind is too good to come in, to be honest, and explore the rears, so bollocks to them. They can be done somewhere else another time if we ever bother. But we're continuing down to Bayona because, like I said, the conditions are too good. So we're just having a little captain's hour because we're not going to get in till 10ish tonight. So here we are, having a nice little glass of wine on deck in the sunshine with no coats on. Woohoo! We're desperately in need of this Plymouth gin. The sailing today was fine, lovely. We didn't have a coat on. It was sunny. It was lovely. We've just arrived in Bayona. It's just gone midnight, I think. Nightmare mooring up here because it's like arriving in an industrial river. So you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lights, and you're trying to spot your navigation lights. Absolutely, you go blind trying to do it. So not only that was difficult, when we actually got round to the marina, pitch black, man. Pontoons, you can't even fucking see them. Absolute nightmare. So we got a guy, and I have to radio in Spanish. I need to video this, by the way, at some point when I'm radioing in Spanish. But the guy had understood. He'd come out and he's waving a torch. So we're now trying to follow this flashlight. We have no idea what the pontoons are sort of presented as. We haven't been told. He's not able to tell us which side to or anything like that. That was lost in translation. So we're just following this like swinging light, a bit like in the olden days when they used to lure the ships in, the smugglers. So they get this, light, and they're going like this. Anyway, eventually we suss out where we're headed and moor up alongside in the dark, and the poor bloke catches the lines and all the rest of it. But my God, and I was going to say, it was so difficult. And all the way along, our steward's been going to me, can I have one of your Plymouth gins when I get in? And I'm going to him, we haven't had a difficult sail. No, you haven't earned it yet. Well, my God, the pair of us now after moving up like that. So here we are with our Plymouth gin. I think he's been necking it secretly while I've been chattering on in the camera. So yeah, cheers. We need the Plymouth Navy Strength gin here. Night, everybody. Oh, fantastic. Good morning. Now, normally I would not film myself in my pyjamas. However, I am so excited because I've woken up this morning after the traumatic getting in the dark last night on the pontoons to summer. It is summer here. It's beautiful. Just have a look at this. That's all I can say. I'm beyond words. Bay's full of fishing boats, all little fishing boats out. Apparently there's a huge shellfish kind of trade operation going on in this area, and it's just lovely. It's warm. It's the first time ever this season we've been able to come out and have a cup of tea on deck, and we haven't had a cup of tea on deck. We've been huddling down below the entire time, and it's just absolutely beautiful this morning. So yay, we have cracked the back of it. It is summertime. Now we start living. Right, what I wanted to do was just give you our sort of thoughts and opinions on the trip so far, particularly after the Northern Spain leg. Because what we found was the wind and the swell that we encountered in northern Spain was so difficult and made it such, some nasty journeys that we had to go through, that in hindsight now, we would not repeat the same thing. What we would do is, if we were making this trip again, is we would just go from Plymouth, probably to Brest, and then over straight away to A Coruna. We wouldn't bother trying to sail round the Brittany coast and then the northern Spain coast in an attempt to make it more comfortable or bearable in terms of missing out long passages. We spent so much time trying to get round So we just thought, nah, we wouldn't do it like that again. Isn't that right, Stuart?
Yeah, so the prevailing wind in north of Spain is westerlies. So because we entered into Spain on the east side, in Gijon, we spent a whole week hammering into the wind, the westerly wind, to make 100 to 150 miles. Whereas if we sailed directly across the Bay of Biscay to A Coruna, it would have been an extra 40 or 50 miles, and we would have saved a week. The north Spanish coast does have its advantages. The bars are great and the people are delightful, and one great feature is the tapas in every bar. It's almost like a meal itself, so you don't need to have the expense of eating out. It's provided for you.
Yeah, you get like I was going to say almost your dinner. If you have a load of drinks, you practically get your dinner in tapas, and they just serve that for free. That does not happen out of northern Spain.
Yeah. And the tapas is serrano ham, which is one of my favourites. So yeah, yippee, excellent.
Yeah, so that's our conclusion on that part of the journey. We wouldn't do that bit again. If you're trying to passage make, we would recommend just go for the big journey and get yourself down, and don't fart about like we did in all the different individual parts. It's not worth it.
Dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you.